Welcome back, everyone. Here we are, Fresh Start Cup Day 2. We are going into our finals. And I am Melissa, Acid Sunshine, and here I am joined by...
Kendall, also known as Negus, also known as the Negus' Corner.
Nice. Awesome. We don't have that screen up there today.
No, not this week. Not this
No
week.
worries. So I'm super excited to have you here. I love working with you forever.
I don't know why.
Because you're awesome.
Yeah, I'm okay.
Nah, you're awesome.
DJ or Prodigy would have been better, but it's okay.
Well, we have 3 rounds, so you all can take a turn here today. So I'm super excited to see these matches come together. We are at a best of 5. It's a single elim for the rest of the tournament, so that's super exciting. Yeah. So this is our quarterfinals: Euphoria versus Rose Knight. So the first one up, we have Wahoo World Clamblitz. How do you feel about these maps?
It's Wahoo World.
Yeah, that's it's not my favorite.
No, no. It spins. It moves, and those are my top 5 things I hate about any level. Moving. No, just needs to stay stationary and never go anywhere.
So you don't like Sturgeon either?
Little different. It's like the panels just go up and down, so it's like, whatever. But this one goes in a circular motion and just. Why?
And when those bridges kind of retract and expand,
it's too much for me.
Yeah, I can understand that.
I'm an older individual, so
really?
I like the simple things in life.
I'm older than you.
It's more about the soul.
I can understand that. So here we go. We're bringing in this match, Clamblitz on Wahoo World. I'm super excited to watch this. I love Clamblitz, so it's going to be really fun to see.
It should be a fun. Like these 2 teams are definitely probably like one of your tougher teams in this bracket, so it should be a good match.
I agree. Super excited to see that Slosher Deco come in on the side of Euphoria. Interesting comp coming in on the side of Rose Knight.
I got a little, like, it's interesting always seeing dual sculptures, but they're definitely a more common pick now, so especially the custom pick. So I feel like we, on both sides there, they picked weapons that I guess we want to say they're more comfortable with, like even using like the Slosher machine. But these are from the both teams that we've seen before. It seems like they both have been using these comps all throughout this tournament. So I think it will work out. But it looks like right now that EU is having a little bit more of an early advantage with on the clam side, and they might be able to get a football soon.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. It looks like they're starting to collect, whether they're choosing not to pick up, and they did pick up that last clam in that bunch or not, could be a little bit of a strategy. But I'm not even sure actually where the baskets are located on this map. So it's definitely a little bit confusion here. And so far, it's a lot about getting map control to be able to maneuver through pretty quickly. And it looks like Rose Knight, they do have 2 power clams that they're working with, and the bubbles come out. So this could be the start of a push.
This is going to start a push right here. All they need to do is score. They'll probably get 1 football at least. They got both footballs in, actually.
Very nice.
But leading into a wipe. So they were actually able to get something out of that trip with 2 players going down. And let's see what EU can actually do to try to get back into mid, at least try to get some map control, maybe turn it around with having 2 power clams on their side. So
yeah, it looks like they picked up that pity clam pretty quickly. So that's going to help them in order to kind of create, this push that looks like it's about to happen
ball
here.
comes in.
Nice.
And
so
there we
they
go.
get 2 in as well. And they do still have people alive. So Haiku looks like they're backing out. Unfortunately, I'm not sure if they were thinking that they had, a couple teammates there with some clams, but that's a missed opportunity to take lead right there. They could have just checked 1 or 2 before backing off.
Probably just a little bit of miscommunication. I mean, Clam Blitz, as we know, is one of the bigger modes that you have to be like spot on with your team and just like how you're going to get things done and where you're going to be precisely. And I think they just messed up on one little thing right now. But Rose Knight has 3 clams on the field, and it looks like if they can get in at this point in time, they actually might have a dangerous push here.
Yeah, I completely agree. Having those 3 could potentially be, if they get 1 more, that's a knockout. But that could potentially be the great start to actually having a knockout in this game. So it looks like right now they're just working on getting a little bit of map control, trying to make sure that they're able to move throughout what they need to get closer to have that push.
And there's the one push in, and here comes the jumps. And
and
the miss.
Oh, that's a really tough one.
But Inference coming right behind, and maybe no.
Basket goes down. I think that
Smart decision.
Yeah, definitely. Deciding to back off and kind of use that is definitely a good decision there. They did secure, having that one in breaks down that penalty a little bit. So that's going to be helpful. Now all they need is 3 power clams and a couple solos in order to knock out.
Well, coming back to what we were saying before, it probably was a smart decision only on the hand of maybe not like throwing away, maybe missing. With having 2 on their side, looks like they're getting a push in, and the jumps are coming in at the same time. They still have 2 power clams, and they miss again.
Oh, no, that's so heartbreaking.
Oh, but Skyward throws it in and gets the power clam in with the last-minute effort.
Very
so
nice.
I guess it was at least worth getting one of them in.
Yeah, for sure. I think sometimes it's the most heartbreaking thing to me to be able to miss twice in a row. I just feel like I'm like, what am I doing?
Don't worry. I do it all the time. It's a part of what I do. It's about throwing, all right?
It's about throwing. I was about to ask, is it part of throwing?
It's a part of throwing. So you know what? You got to take the chances, and you got to just try to, like, push forward. So it looks like Rose Knight is looking to try to get back map control and try to push back into mid. And right now, Euphoria still has the 1 power clam on their side. They really need to, with them coming down to a minute left, try to push in. They are able to do it with the baller. Maybe they can get a jump in, and it seems like the push was stopped.
Yeah, it kind of feels like it fell apart a little bit.
Yeah.
So really not what they were going for. Those bubbles went to waste a tiny bit, and they backed off a whole lot. They do have enough clams almost have enough clams for a second power clam. So maybe they're just kind of waiting for the best opportunity to do this. Noob looking like he's, having that heavy is not really the best weapon to kind of make this push with this power clam, but bringing those bubbles out, and the ball goes into the barrier. So all they need to do is get one more power clam, and they'll take the lead. Nice. Putting up that splash wall to create some really nice defense, knowing where your enemy team
and there's
is.
The lead.
And there's the lead. Very nice job by them. Jumping in. Fortunately, the jump does go down before they're able to get any in, but great job there.
Yeah, Euphoria did a really great job with having, it looked like the push was actually going to be a dead push, but the Splatling was able to get another bubble and was able to push back in. But let's see if Rose Knight actually can get another. They have a power clam. They might have a second one, but with one player going down, it might be hard with trying to get back in.
Yeah, all they need to do is get those 2 power clams in. Unfortunately, they don't do it in time, and time does end. So great job there to Euphoria for taking that first set.
Yeah, Euphoria did a really great job with actually making the comeback happen, even with, as I said before, making a mistake with like having 2 specials, trying to get in with the baller, trying to put up the bubbles at the same time, and then their Splatling was able to come through and then actually like get another special, put another pair of bubbles out, and then score for them to put in clams. So
Yeah.
they were able to make something happen with the chaos.
Definitely. I think that's, exactly what you need to do in Clam Blitz. Create as much chaos as possible and push your way in. And that's why I love it so much,
You love chaos.
I love chaos.
Why
Are
do you like
kidding?
your name's Acid Sunshine? I forgot.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yes. I like structure.
I
love structure. Structure. Like things on straight lines, rails, tower control.
Yeah, no, I hate tower control.
Tower control.
I hate
Tower control. Rails. On rails. Can't go anywhere. Stays on a path. Direct path. That's it. That's all you need.
No way. It's so much fun to be able to play Clam Blitz, or even Rainmaker. Gets a little crazy sometimes and causes some chaos.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's why it's not on rails and straight path.
Yeah, that's why it's so much fun.
No. Too many outliers.
And this
But that's
is why
what
I
we're going
love
to now,
working
right?
with you, because we disagree about so many things in this game.
We're going to Rainmaker now, right?
Yes. Next
Yes.
up is Rainmaker on Muscle Forge, I believe. Or Humpback Pump Track. So it's going to be a really fun one, especially because when we were watching these teams earlier, Rose Knight has, really strong blaster player.
Yes.
That can play really well for this, kind of be ready to take out a bunch of people and slay as much as they can. So I can't wait to see this come together.
As we said before, these 2 teams I feel like they're definitely equally matched. It seemed like more on the end of, I guess at the end with, I was talking about the chaos, they were able to make a play at the end to basically throw Rose Knight off. But I think Rose Knight might come back out with a little bit of a different mindset and be able to possibly change the tide of how this Rainmaker is going to play out, basically.
Yeah, I agree. I think that it's hard sometimes when you go down your first game, one of 2 things happen in your head. You're either, okay, we have to come together and win this next one, or, all right, well, we screwed that up. Like, we're just going to mess it up. So you either get down on yourself or you get hyped and excited about it.
You got to get hyped and excited. You got to play like that
to.
first game never happened.
Yeah, and that's what I do.
Just,
I mean,
sometimes some people are better at either A, learning from what happened in the last game, or B, just play like like the last game just never happened and go forward and just play like this is a whole new set. This is a whole new like game, and we're just here to win.
It's so true.
That's it.
It's so true. That's always the mindset you have to have. Have fun, you know? This is a great game that we all love, so.
It's not fun. It's called demolishing the team.
If you have fun demolishing people, it's fun.
No.
And here we go into Rainmaker on Humpback Pump Track.
Similar comps. It seems like EU changed out the splat link for the Jet Squelcher, and Rose Knight is keeping the same comp.
And right away we see, you know, those custom dually squelchers coming in, trying to flank around that side and push forward a little bit, even though the pop, I'm not sure who the pop actually went to, but neither team decides to pick up the Rainmaker right away.
Pop went to Euphoria.
Okay, to Euphoria.
Yeah,
So.
it seems like they both had 2 down on each side. Doesn't seem like each team just trying to play it safe at this point and not like overextend. So we'll see. Try to see what's happening. Oh, and there we go. As I said, Rose Knight picks up, and it looks like they're going to try to make a push over onto the right. Very standard push as usual in Splatoon 2 for Humpback Pump Track, and the Inkjet was able to stop the push. And we have a 3-down situation on the side of Rose Knight.
Yeah, and this could be the perfect counter push time for Euphoria. They don't have as much map control as maybe they would like. Rainmaker kind of coming in, using that opportunity to create a little bit of a path, but the entire team of Rose Knight is coming towards them.
Yeah, they're in Rose Knight is in a bad situation right now because the specials are up on the side of Euphoria, and where you're going to look right now, if Euphoria is definitely going to be able to get a big push off of this.
Especially with that beautiful double coming in from that Inkjet.
And I was wrong. Britt was able to make a stop with the bomb rush, and they was able to hold them off.
And Britt's actually someone you know as well, too, right? So a lot of familiar names and faces in this tournament today.
Oh, yes. Very good sloshing machine player, as you can see again with getting another player down. And as I said before, he was the one that made the stop with the sloshing machine. So maybe they can try to get this out of their corner, regain map control, because that's really what they need right now. They're having a problem with, and that's 3 down on the side of Rose Knight, and Euphoria was definitely going to see a big push on this on their side at this point.
Yeah, I think that this is really it. You know, avoiding those chickens. You know, they need to continue to move forward. They have a lot of advantage with that 3 down, but it's only going to last so much. That Inkjet coming out creates a lot of pressure, and unfortunately, they do go down.
Yeah, I feel like they still could have maybe gotten just maybe a little more out of that push. I think they waited just a little bit too long, but good on the side of Rose Knight for actually being able to weather the storm. I still think the game's very much still in their possession. They can try to at least push forward, and they're definitely out of their spawn now. Probably going to let it reset. And at this point, let's just try to see if they can try to actually get into Euphoria's base.
Yeah, I think that they need to kind of push forward to get a little more map control before they need to actually pick up the Rainmaker. And it looks like that's what they had been trying to do, but it's not being as successful as maybe they had hoped. A couple of the members are going down a little bit faster than they would like to. So they do pop it again. Britt comes out with that bomb rush that helped them earlier, so maybe it'll do so again now.
It looks like the problem on Rose Knight's side is that they're trying to push on their own, and they're not pushing as a team, and they're getting caught out, and they're just getting on the side of Euphoria. They're just getting the picks that are needed, as you can see right here with the ink brush. But Inkjet. As long as at least they got the trade, and they're able to at least stop this push as it goes on right now.
Yeah, I think that that's like a really important thing. You know, sometimes those trades are so much more important than just getting single kills. You know, so much more important to your team than just getting like separate kills. So having that opportunity is something that they really need. You know, having that Stingray comes out, but really not doing enough for them.
As I said again, they need to come together as a team and say like, hey, this isn't working. We need to find a way to at least like try to push and coordinate with each other and try to figure out how we can get in as a team and how we can get this Rainmaker actually onto their side and cause some, you know, a little damage.
Yeah, just a little bit. And I think that that's, you know, something to be said too. Like they're expelling all their specials one by one. Here that Inkjet comes in, they're not even ready to make a push, and they pop the Inkjet. So, you know, something to be said. Like you could have held that a little bit harder. Beautiful pick in the air there.
Yeah, I mean, I think we're seeing something starting to develop at this point right now with Rose Knight and their blasters actually trying to make a push in and going into a blaster fight and getting taken down by 2 teammates.
That's always tough. A 2-on-1 situation, especially when you're a weapon like a blaster, is really hard to get out of. So it looks like right now we're just kind of waiting. Euphoria has the opportunity to kind of stall this out. They might go for it. Rose Knight does pick up the Rainmaker, and they don't have very far to go to get the lead, but unfortunately they do go down. There's 2 members still there, so if they can pop this fast enough before everybody on the side of Euphoria kind of makes their way towards this.
And does bomb rush up? Oh, man. They really tried it. That's a wipe. That's a full wipe.
That's
And
a full team wipe.
Euphoria was able to weather the storm. We're probably going to see this as the end of the game right here. There's 15 seconds left. There is enough time for them to probably get the kill on this Rainmaker. But Euphoria has been doing a great job with keeping map control and basically punishing Rose Knight for coming in like as only single players. So we'll see what happens now. There's overtime, and then Rose Knight gets one more push to try to actually see if they can actually get something done.
Yeah, and I think this is the opportunity for Euphoria. You know, they have two.
And that's the game.
That's it. Great job from both teams, though. You can tell that they're pretty evenly matched. So,
as I said, it's just little things, and if Rose Knight can just make a little bit of an adjustment and just like going forward, actually just forget the past couple games and make the adjustment of playing as a team. I guess too many players were going off on their own, not being at like key points or getting picked off by two players. One player will go off and getting picked off by two players from Euphoria. So if they can make those little adjustments, I really feel like we can see maybe an extended play.
I agree.
Or we might be looking at sadly a 3-0.
Yeah, I think that might actually be the way that this bracket seems to be going so far. A little bit of an update. We have 6 teams in our top 6. We have top 6. Hello. One of them, Static Intelligence, Euphoria, Rose Knight, Sleepy Warriors, Killer Bees, and Miruku Last Dance. And we can see here Miruku actually 3-0'd Killer Bees.
Oh, wow.
Which I am very surprised at because Killer Bees played really well. So it's really about Miruku is actually doing a great job in this bracket so far.
Miruku was the team last week that like got the last minute Rainmaker push, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, they've been playing really well. So here we can all see the bracket right here. So going into our second set, it's going to be Static Intelligence will play the winner of this game, and we have Sleepy Warriors versus Miruku Last Dance. And we didn't get to see today Static Intelligence or Sleepy Warriors on stream, so I'm hoping that, you know, obviously we'll have the opportunity to see one of those teams.
You're going to see one or the other.
Yeah,
so, I mean,
for
at this
sure.
point. It's definitely, we'll see what happens. As I said, I'm just going back to even this match. Maybe at least Rose Knight can put up some type of a fight to actually give us maybe a little bit more to the set. It is Tower Control, I believe. Tower Control Sturgeon. How do you feel about that?
It's one of the maps I dislike the least amount for Tower Control, you know? Because I do not like Tower Control a whole lot, but I feel like with Sturgeon, it's a little bit more fun for me because the map is open. Like when you're playing something like, I don't know. With Tower Control for me, I have the biggest problem. It's something that I don't love going for that objective. And then I feel like everything is so centralized and focused. There aren't, like you said, your straight path. Like I want my chaos.
Focus.
Yeah, no,
focus.
I want my chaos.
I want focus.
And
direction.
that's why I like this map because it's open enough that you have a couple of different opportunities to come into the tower from different
focus,
angles.
direction, and guidance. That's what it needs. No chaos.
So FDG, that's
Yes.
your kind of
Yes.
like motto there. I got it. I had to write that out to think of it. And here we go, coming into this set.
It looks like, oh wow, on Rose Knight's side, they can't come in with like basically no range on their sides. Well, most range they have is what the blaster and the dually sculptures. So let's see what they're actually trying to make a push. I think the only Stingray weapon they have is the Sloshing Machine, which went down in the beginning.
Yeah, and I think that's really difficult. You know, like as much as Stingray is not as big in the meta as it first was when it came out, it's still definitely there. And it gives an opportunity for tower control to really create a lot of pressure to get someone off the tower. So having that Stingray is really important.
Well, Rose Knight is actually starting off with an early push, so it looks like they're coming out with some fire in the beginning. Yeah, definitely with taking one down. The push is still going. They're at checkpoint 1. They might be able to actually put a little damage or pressure onto the side of Euphoria. And another 2 down.
Nice job. And this is where Euphoria really needs to kind of come together.
And that's 3. Oh my goodness, Skyward is definitely doing work with trying to get up into their stuff, and pressure them as much as possible.
Oh yeah,
and it's still going. Checkpoint's still going.
It seems like what you were talking about, how they weren't coming together as a team. Maybe they were listening. Maybe maybe they actually took that advice to heart because they are working really well as a team. Even in that situation, going 3 down, the push is still moving forward.
Still going.
People are jumping in. You know, this is kind of what we look for in tower control. So that was absolutely wonderful first push.
It was definitely a good push. It's definitely they can definitely combat that. It's definitely with a team like Euphoria, they've shown that they're resistant and they're able to actually like make pushes happen and get back to mid. But right now, it seems like Rose Knight is doing a great job with the map control, and it looks like that Inkjet was that not able to do anything.
Yeah, I think that that's really important here too, to make sure that you're timing your specials to the point where you can do them. So as long as Rose Knight can continue working as a team like they have been in the beginning here, I think that they're going to do really well and could bring us to game 4.
Playing really strong with the side, having it on the side that Euphoria is 2 down, the Stingray is out, but it's not really anything that's stopping their push from continuing. With the Blaster still able to even trade in their court.
Yeah, I think this is really where, you know, things are kind of coming together, and this is like the opportunity that they need to, you know, win this game.
Yeah, no, as I said before, they're definitely identifying, they're definitely keying in and playing more like a team. And I guess you are right. They might have been listening. So here we go with Britt with the Stingray, able to like cause a little bit of an assist. And we're looking at Tender Tech player trying to flank around, gets 1 pick, is able to, looks like is almost able to shut down this push.
Ooh, but those dualies are giving him a little bit of a hard time. Does end up taking him out. And that's where Epsilon was the one who was playing that Blaster earlier. So swapping over to those dualies, definitely a good choice for them because their Blaster player today, Skyward, is doing great.
He's doing a really great job. And as I said, maybe like it looks like Euphoria is having just a little bit of a problem trying to get in. As we see, as Epsilon is actually able to make a stop and get back onto this tower. Again, Euphoria has 2 down, and it's still a situation where that Rose Knight is still able to actually make a push again. And this push has been going on for almost about, 3 minutes at this point? Actually, the whole match. Euphoria has not been able to actually even be able to touch the tower, except for trying to send it back to mid.
Yeah, and I think that's really difficult in this map. Like, I believe there's lots of different avenues for you to break out, and it doesn't really seem like they're looking for them or they're using them as much as they could be.
It just seems like I guess they might have been a little bit flustered by what Rose Knight did in the beginning. Sometimes when a team just comes out so hot, there's not much you can do with now. There's a 3-down situation, so we might see them actually get past the second checkpoint.
Yeah, I think that what Milana was talking about earlier, you know, having a couple of members on that checkpoint helps it break down a little bit faster. Maybe that's something they need to do because, you know, if Epsilon doesn't get the
Nobody's on the tower.
kill, but yeah, no one gets, I was going to say, if he gets that kill and then someone can jump in on the tower, but no one was there in time. Britt coming up with that slash machine decides to back off as tower comes in, you know, and this is really what they need to do. And I wonder if maybe that was part of the struggle with them with Rainmaker is that none of the players really want to play objective.
Now that's a wipe on the side of Rose Knight, and this is coming into dangerous territory. Their Stingray weapon just went down, so Mary's trying to make a push in. There's a Stingray that just went up. We're looking at the first push with Euphoria now getting 3 down. This looks like a very dangerous situation for Rose Knight right now, with who was having like majority of the match. Oh my goodness! And now there's a trade. Skyward's trying to make a push back in. The Stingray went up, and that's a wipe. There we go. They were able to actually Euphoria made an excellent push with trying to get up. It was just a little bit short. Sadly, it was in like the last couple seconds in the match, but Rose Knight was actually able to come back and make sure that they could stop it.
Yeah, and that was actually really great. I mean, that score 71-74 is a great tower control push there. And you can see, even looking at those KAs, I mean, 15, 15, 15.
Yeah.
They really cleaned up, and I'm so excited we get to go on to a game 4.
Yeah, I'm just confused at what happened at the end there. Euphoria showed definitely, as I said before, these teams definitely are evenly matched just to even come back at the end like that. And we may be seeing some interesting sets.
Yeah.
We are going into Splat Zone, so depending on how some people feel, because Clan Blitz has chaos. Splat Zones is very to the point. You can either cap the zone and keep the opponent like straight out. What is the next? It's Walleye Warehouse.
Yeah.
You can't get any more standard than that.
No, and
you can't.
You can be shut out really easily.
So I feel like this will actually decide on if Rose Knight can win this game, and they come out on top. I think we might see a shift in like just how these sets are going to be played.
Yeah.
Because that's if it wasn't for that first Clan Blitz set, where as I said the Splatling came out in front and was able to like cause a bunch of chaos and able to come back in with the bubbles, I think we would have been looking at a different turnaround.
I agree with you. Yeah.
If they can come out as hot as Rose Knight can come out as hot as they did in this first match on Tower Patrol, I think we might be in for an interesting game 4.
Game 4?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with you. I think with spot zones on this map, you can get shut out really easily. And Rose Knight did a great job on that last game of doing that to Euphoria. So if they can continue to do that, keep Euphoria in their spawn, cap zone, and just hold it for the whole game, that's going to be a really clean game for them.
And again, Euphoria just has to remember I mean, even though they are in the advantage, they probably should just remember that last game is last game. Move on. You had a strong push at the end.
Yep.
You possibly very much could end this also.
Yeah,
So
completely.
it just got interesting.
For
and
sure.
I still think that it's not. I'm happy either way, whichever way it goes.
I am too.
So,
I am too. Totally unbiased for these teams. I just want everybody to have a really great time playing today. And, that's what this cup is all about. Fresh Start Cup is all about these new teams getting some, really great experience from it.
experience and highlighted.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah,
Getting their names out there too.
definitely.
So here we go into Splat Zones on Walleye Warehouse.
Some very interesting picks. I didn't
Yeah.
expect the 52 deco.
Yeah, I didn't either. Not really. A little bit different than kind of what I'd be looking at here, but both teams kind of coming in right away. Euphoria taking that right-hand path is a good idea because everyone from Rose Knight came into mid, and if Euphoria can get these flanks around, then they might have something going for them.
Yeah, we're seeing it on both sides. It's 3 up on both sides right now, but with the advantage on Rose Knights, and they're able to get the rain going, and it seems like they're having a better time with at least holding mid. We're looking right now as Stingray's up on the side of Euphoria, pushing out the bubbles. Rose Knight's still able to hold after all that.
Yeah, that was a really great. I mean, so far Rose Knight is just hanging on to this. Noob trying to jump out. Unfortunately, does not do so in time.
That's
Gets
3 down.
3 down. Yeah, 3 down on the side of Euphoria.
This is looking very bad for Euphoria right now with the 40 seconds left on the countdown. It's just ticking away.
And this is where I was saying if Rose Knight can get close enough to lock Euphoria into their spawn, this is an easy shutout for them. But it looks like
Bombers
the ball
up.
is coming in. Unfortunately, it doesn't do as much as maybe they had wanted it to. Some of the players are coming out onto the left-hand side trying to get this flank, and they actually take control, put a huge penalty onto Rose Knight.
Yeah, that was a good job with combining the specials together and actually getting the baller in, throwing out the bubbles, and they were able to maybe basically get back in and show that they're able to keep this game going. A Stingray coming out to try to push them back further into their spawn, and now EU's looking to have a chance of basically locking out Rose Knight at this point. Let's see if Rose Knight can respond, basically understand how they can try to get back in and get their specials ready.
Yeah, I think that this is really kind of what it comes down to here. EU is working pretty hard, like you said, to lock them out, and Rose Knight needs to kind of be paying a little attention. They are able to get that one who was trying to flank, but this is where it counts. They need to kind of break into zone and pretty quickly because the timer is counting down here.
With both rains going, they weren't able to get back in. They kind of burnt both of their specials, and the time is still ticking, and Euphoria has done a great job at locking them out with taking the lead. And we're looking at a very bad situation, 2 down inside of Rose Knight, and that's the game.
Wow. That was a really quick end for Euphoria. They did a great job, like you said. Rose Knight had it in the bag, and I don't really know what happened. They let them come back in. They built up their specials, like you said. They played as a really good team, and that was great. Yeah, we're going to go to a replay.
Go to replay. As I said, Splat Zones really shows which team, sorry to say, it can show which team is either the strongest or where they're both at the same point in time. So, hold on. Here we go.
Yeah, so we're looking at this coordinated push on the side of Euphoria right now. We do have 3 of the members of Rose Knight towards the back of zone. So right there, that does give a little bit of an opportunity for Euphoria to come in on the front. Epsilon going off to the side to try to get Mary out and goes down, and that's when zone gets taken. So the rest of the members of Euphoria there.
And everything just fell apart. Yeah, I think if they had keyed in on I believe Mary on the side of the NZAP, they might have been able to stop the crashing, because it was kind of the NZAP just came from the side and was basically the blaster was trying to fend them off. Maybe if their team had came together instead of backing off and trying to take out that one, and then everything might not have collapsed that point in time. So they definitely put up a good fight. Euphoria definitely came out on top. And it was, as I said, it still was an interesting match. They both put up the fight that they needed to show that they were there. I think Rose Knight did an amazing job, even though it is 3-1. So congrats to Euphoria for going on.
Yeah, completely. I think it's awesome. So I'm really looking forward to seeing, how this next set goes, and then we'll be moving forward to our kind of grand finals, which is really interesting. Yeah. So what we have going on today, we're going to go to a quick break, and then we'll come back and kind of explain how everything goes together with Sleepy Warriors versus Miracle Last Dance. So we'll see you all soon.
All right.